Yeah, I know. I'm on some Nigerian time. Bit later than planned, people. But what up? It's your boy Chig from Green Eagle Eye coming to you again with a player ratings video. So yeah, as many of you have seen, I was at the game last night and shit, I ain't gonna lie, got a hell of love. A hell of love. I had my hood on and everything thinking, shit, let me just go incognito and shit. And people still fucking recognize me. It's not me being antisocial. I'm quite, I wouldn't say shy, but I'm quite a kind of reserved character. And, you know, generally, and maybe this is just hood mentality carrying over, but generally, there's someone you don't know that either says your name or tries to get your attention, immediately you're just on the defensive, like, what? Especially in North London. And you North London man know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so yeah, if there was anyone that I kind of walked past or I was being a bit antisocial with or whatever, apologies. It wasn't meant. I saw so many familiar faces yesterday. Unreal, from Tom, who's a friend of the show, Tom Canton, to Kenny Ken, to Lee Judges. All three have been on the show before. To I thought I saw Harry at one point, but I wasn't quite sure. I know he was supposed to be going to the game. I heard Amanda went to the game, and I didn't manage to see her. I know Karen, who's also a friend of the show, not been on herself though, but I know she was trying to catch me at halftime, but I saw her message late, and she saw my reply late, and we weren't able to hook up. Yeah, just so many people. But I managed to catch up with top man Lee Gunner himself, who hooked me up kind of hooked me up with the guy to hook me up with those tickets. So thank you, my brother Lee. I'm still trying to see if I could go to the Brentford game. So I have a colleague who's leaving. And, you know, I'm trying, you know, you do the whole leaving drinks thing, and it's kind of like, oh, fucking hell, why that day of all days? But I'm going to try to go to the Brentford game. I'm making a conscious effort to go to more games. So, yeah, hopefully I should be there next Wednesday. I don't know how I'm going to try and negotiate that, but I will. Hopefully, he says. Anyway, let's talk about the game itself and the player ratings. Let's jump straight in there with the goalkeeper. Thought a quiet game. The only things he really had to do was pick the ball out of the back of his net twice. I've seen a lot of people be unnecessarily harsh with him. And you know me, I'll hammer a new player if they need to be hammered. But I don't really see why he would be hammered. The two goals were well-taken goals. I blame more, if you want, you'll see who the fuck I'll blame for those goals. But to me, he was not at fault for them. I guess people will say that because he didn't really have any spectacular saves or anything. The one thing I actually enjoyed from him, because I kept a close eye on him, particularly when he was playing from the North Bank side, was I just liked when the ball kind of came out to him, particularly in the first half, because that was when he was closest to me. And he was just kept the ball moving. There was no long thing. There was no dawdling on the ball. There was no. Don't get it twisted. The team weren't exactly pressing. To be honest with you, Vorskla showed us way too much respect in that first half. The first half was a bit dire, for the want of a better word. And then in the second half, I think they decided, especially halfway through the second half, I think they just decided, fuck this. It was almost like they started the game with the mentality of, all right, we know we're going to be the whipping boys in this group. Maybe if we can finish third, we might be able to get a little bit of prize money out of it. That was the sort of mentality they had. So, but I just liked the fact that we have a goalkeeper, at least one goalkeeper who's comfortable playing the ball from the back. To me, I don't think he did a lot wrong. I don't think he was spectacular, but I don't think he did a lot wrong. I'd give him a 6. Honestly, I'd give him a 6. What I also liked about him was his constant communication with the defense. Maybe he's learning that part of the game from Czech, because I know that's one thing Czech is very good at doing. Let's start from right back. I wanted Lichtsteiner to do so well. And I actually thought he started really well. But then Vorskla scored some goals. And at least one of them was his fault, if not both of them. And yeah, I was disappointed for him. I wanted him to do so well. And I guess it's telling that those mistakes came at the end of the game. Because then you have to remember, hold on, he's 34. You know, that seems like a normal sort of thing for a 34-year-old to do during a 90-minute game. And I say that, by the way, as a 33, almost 34-year-old. Yeah, so, you know, I don't care how fit Steven Lichtsteiner, I think people are so desperate for someone to put pressure on Hector Bellerin that this guy has been seen as the new messiah. And don't get it twisted, I even subscribed to that for a little while. But I can also be honest. And it wasn't a great performance from him yesterday. So honestly, it pains me to say this, 4 out of 10. I thought he was our worst player. Central defense. Rob Holding, I didn't think had a great game either. Because even though I thought Lichtsteiner fucked up, I didn't think Holding helped him. I wanted Holding to step up and really claim a place and put a pressure on Mustafi in this game. But he didn't. He really didn't. And that's why, to me, it was a grave error of judgment letting Chambers go on loan, but not letting Holding go on loan. Because if there's one kid that, for me, needs to go on loan, it's Rob Holding. And where the hell was Mavropanos? That was the other thing, like, because I didn't check out the starting lineup. I got there and I saw the team, and I was like, oh, I kind of figured everyone else apart from Mavropanos. 5 out of 10 for Holding, honestly. Sokratis, on the other hand, I thought had a very, very good game. However, you know my rules. You know my rules. I can't be one way for Mustafi and then another way for Rob Holding. To me, Mustafi deserved at least an 8 against Cardiff. But I said I found it difficult to give someone an 8 who played as a central defender where their team conceded 2 goals against a team that ain't been scoring. To me, this amounts to be the same thing. It's fucking Vorskla. How the hell are they scoring 2 goals at the Emirates? So, as I actually thought he played very well, was easily our best defender. I mean, easily. It wasn't even close. To the point where I think the Vorskla players were just shook. And had we kept a clean sheet, he'd be 9, damn near 10. Maybe not 10. Fucking Vorskla. 9. We'd be damn near 9. Having said that, because we conceded 2 goals, and yeah, it wasn't his fault. I am strict with this shit. Maybe it's me being the former defender. I don't know. But he should have led that defense. Him and Monreal should have led that defense. And fucking Lichtsteiner, he's fucking experienced. So to me, might sound harsh, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Deserves a 9. Don't get it twisted, but I'm going to give him 7 out of 10. Left back, Monreal. Thought was okay. Without being particularly spectacular, I thought he offered good support on the left-hand side. Defensively, solid as always. Yeah, it was okay. 6 out of 10. Torreira, I ain't gonna lie, I fucking love this guy. And I'm hoping to God he ain't injured for Everton. Because he is a little pit bull terrier. He's the terrier Torreira, I'll tell you, let me tell you. He is a pit bull, like I said in my vlog yesterday. An absolute pit bull. Just would not give that midfield rest. But then came off with a knock. Looks like it may keep him out this weekend. Hoping it doesn't. I like Torreira, man. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. You know another person that I think is a bit of an unsung hero of yesterday? El Nene. I thought El Nene played really well yesterday. I thought maintained his composure, was largely solid, a good presence in that central midfield. For once, one of the things I criticize about El Nene is positionally, he's not great. I thought he was yesterday. I thought he was excellent yesterday. In fact, I'll go as far as to give him a 7 out of 10. So who do we start with? Let's start with Mkhitaryan. So Mkhitaryan played that number 10 role. It was all right. It was okay. Had a couple of nice little link-up plays with Auba. I think he managed to get an assist for Uber's second goal. So I've got to give him that. I don't think he was amazing, but I'm sure people will insist that if he doesn't get a 7, then I'm biased against Mkhitaryan. So I'll give him a 7. I want to give him a 6. You know what? That is harsh from me. I'll give him a 7. 7 out of 10. Danny Welbeck, I thought, was a bag of energy yesterday. It was really good watching him live because sometimes I underappreciate Danny Welbeck. I do, because he is a striker and he's supposed to score goals and he doesn't do that. And I know there's a certain Antonius Black that's pulling his hair out. My man cannot stand Danny Welbeck. But to me, watching him live yesterday, he was energetic. He was putting pressure on. And yeah, I thought he did well in parts. And he scored yesterday, so I have to give him a 7 out of 10. It was a well-taken header as well. So 7 out of 10. Alex Iwobi, my guy Iwobes, I thought was excellent yesterday. I probably sounded more down on his performance in my vlog than I meant to. I was really watching Alex Iwobi closely, and just the crowds getting annoyed with him and shit like that, and and not giving him enough credit when it was him that was either tracking back or doing something. Or to me, I can appreciate how he frustrates people, because with Iwobi, you never fucking know. You never know. He's the kind of guy that can fucking misplace a 2-yard pass. And then he can also be the same guy that would take on 3 men, beat them, and then somehow create some sort of chance. You're like, where the fuck did that come from? And that's kind of the sort of game he had yesterday. But arguable, I thought he was my man in the match. I did. I thought he was my man in the match. And I'd give him an 8 out of 10, even though he was my man in the match. I'd give him an 8 out of 10. The other person I'd give 8 out of 10 to is Auba. I thought he took his goals well. Was a menace throughout the entire game. I'd give it to Iwobi just because I feel like we missed Iwobi more when he went off than when Auba went off. It was a huge shock to everybody in the crowd when he fucking just... Auba scored his second goal and immediately got yanked off. And everyone was like, eh? I felt like we missed Iwobi more. Now, people will be like, oh, but Smith, what are you trying to say about Smith Rowe? I'm not saying shit about Smith Rowe. To me, they're two different types of players, Iwobi and Smith Rowe. But me personally, I just enjoyed Iwobi's performance more. People be like, oh, well, you're biased. I genuinely enjoyed Iwobi's performance more than Auba's. Even though Auba scored 2 goals, and I do think he was being a menace, I just think we missed Iwobi more when he went off. So to me, I'd give Auba an 8 out of 10 as well, which I know people will think that's harsh, but hey ho, it is what it is. The substitutes. Guendouzi, I thought, came on, had a level of control. I will say defensively, we did lose something when Guendouzi came off. It's no coincidence that 2 goals went in when he came on. But I thought what he gave to us when he did come on in an attacking sense was very good. The passes were crisp. And as well as I thought Elneny played, I thought it was much more of an intent when Guendouzi came on. I'd give him a 6 out of 10. Smith Rowe, yeah, to me, I thought Smith Rowe did all right. He had an effort on goal, made a couple of decent runs where the ball never found its way to him. The kid has a bright future, but I'm also not going to overrate him based on the fact that he's one of our own. And I like the kid a lot, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to overrate the kid unnecessarily. So for me, I give him a 6 out of 10 for the simple reason that he made a chance for himself. I didn't think Meza had a particularly good game. He was the third substitute. He came on for Aubameyang, and they moved Welbeck up top. And I don't know. I didn't think he had a great game. 5 out of 10. What do I give the manager? Just because I like the fact that we managed to up our level in the second half, and he seems to be very good at doing that. I give him a 7 out of 10, but man, it'd be so nice. Just one time to have a clean sheet. And I've forgotten what one of those is. Hey, 3 points on the board, on to the next one, and it's Everton. Just to give you guys an idea of what my schedule is going to look like over the next couple of days. So in exactly 1 hour, if you're watching this live, if you're not, then this don't matter to you. But 1 hour, I'll be recording a preview of the AJ versus Alexandra Povetkin fight. Big fight. So I'm going to have to do a little review. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm also going to be doing a preview tomorrow of the Arsenal versus Everton game, and then a review on Sunday where I'll just review the game, and I may have a guest on Sunday. So keep it locked, and the best way of doing that is by hitting the subscribe button, crushing that like button, because we want to get them numbers up, want to start growing. And I notice that a lot of people come on board. Welcome. I promise I'm not normally this ugly. That's a lie. I am. But I'll usually come to you with live shows, appear on with people. So, do your thing, people. Anyway, I'll be back a bit later on for all the boxing fans, and for all the football fans, I'll be back tomorrow for a preview. So catch me then. All right, people. Take care. I'm out of here. Deuces. All right. Have a good one.